Hello, Aries. Welcome to May. This is your collective reading for the sign of Aries for the month of May. We are getting tarot messages. I'm Heather Dawn. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to jump right into it. We are in May as King of Cups. Hold that thought. We are in the new divine white light era. We are calling in love of all kinds, love for ourselves, love for others, experiences that we love. We are calling in and ushering in over the next 8 years this cycle of divine white light and love, after having gone through the last 8 years of shadow realms in the Venus sphere of things. So yeah, this is a big deal. May is going to be an opportunity for you to step into your power of the divine masculine, taking control. I say that because we have the King of Cups here. This is, whether you're a female or a male, we all have divine masculine and feminine energies within ourselves. The first card out, King of Cups, divine masculine energy, empowered stance of filling your own cup, filling it to the brim, taking all the actions you need to take to ground yourself in self-love so that you are available to give love to others. There is a message here of like you can't trust everyone. When the King of Cups shows up, this is someone who is very emotionally mature and available. This is putting you in this beautiful position of like, I know what I want. I know who I am. I know what I'm worthy of. I know that I have the power to create and call in divine partnerships, divine relationships, call in all the things that fill my emotional cup to the brim with happiness, joy, peace, gratitude. It's you recognizing that power within yourself because you have learned to love yourself. So there is this peak of that happening in the month of May for you, putting you in your divine masculine power of I feel strong in my ability to love myself and to love others. Now, that's real attractive to people. So you could attract people in who want to take advantage of that. You have been wounded by doing that in the past, by giving people the benefit of the doubt, and then being hurt by them. I say that because the King of Cups in this rendition, in this deck, is like he's holding an arrow. It kind of looks like it's going into his stomach, So it's like, this is a king. You are in your feels. You are in your feels, and you can be in your feels. It's very watery energy. It's a very emotional card and sensitive, so it's an empathic energy with people, and that can get the King of Cups in, in some dicey places because he cares too much. So the advice here is like, take care of yourself first before you give your all to someone else. I think that is an important message for you. We also have the Temperance card coming out. Temperance is this stance of, in the month of May, divine timing, divine patience. What are you waiting on in the realms of love? What are you balancing out within yourself for self-love? How are you balancing the scales? I'm going to go back to this idea of self versus other. You have to take care of yourself before you can care for another properly. Be cautious about that. But Temperance is saying, be resourceful, be patient. You don't have to jump at an opportunity to help someone because you love them. Sometimes the greatest gift to give someone is allowing them to step up and take care of themselves. Okay? Okay. What else do we have for you? 6 of Wands, that's a lot of victory. I'm going to keep going. 7 of Swords, 10 of Coins, and the Devil. The Devil. All right. Goodness, this reading just got real interesting. It feels a little bit, Aries, like... Hold on. This is all about your stability. Oh, we get the King of Cups again. So we also have the Death card coming out with the Devil. We have the Queen of Pentacles coming out with the Victory card of the Six of Wands. We have the Seven of Swords here and the Ten of Coins. So you are learning and have learned, I would say, in the past few weeks. Well, let's talk about in the context of Venus retrograde. So that is the last, Venus went direct on April 12th. But up until that point, we had 6 weeks of Venus retrogrades to where you were diving deep into relationship issues, resolving those within yourself, how you've shown up in relationships. And I think it's been in the context of how have you sacrificed yourself as the King of Cups in the past for other people. And then there's like this moment now where you are in your power stance of knowing that you have to have balance in that. You have to, because if you don't have balance with that, like I said, people will take advantage of you. You have had a past of that happening 100%. This is with the Devil energy here. Like there have, anyone in the embodiment of the King of Cups is someone who is very visibly a lovely, caring person. This can be a soft-spoken energy. It can be very empathic. You care for people deeply, and it can attract some toxic energies into your life, and it can, you can hold on to a lot of toxicity, not just people, but situations, because you care. You care too much. I mean, it's good to care, but it's all about caring for the right people. But it's really about caring for yourself. Yes, you have been taken advantage of. You have. It's funny because I feel like even though you've been taken advantage of, you still have this ability to turn around those situations and turn them into something within yourself of like resolution. At least I feel like that's what has happened during this Venus retrograde cycle that we just entered out of. And I think you are entering into a new understanding within the month of May of like, oh, I don't have to do that anymore. I think there's a lot of clarity happening here. Oh, did you hear the train? I hear you have a lot of clarity happening here on, wow, this toxicity that I've been allowing because I care too much, this is over. We're done. That's huge for the King of Cups, because like I said, you will hold on to so many situations because you care, and you just can't do it anymore. You're not going to do it anymore. I believe in the month of May, you are putting yourself first, and this is a very long time coming. It is time for you to do what you love. It is time for you to eat what you like. I don't know why I said that. It's time for you to listen to the music you want to listen to. Like, it's time for you to decide what the group does. Like, you get to call the shots. You get to speak up for yourself. You do. This is all about feeling safe and secure within yourself. This is an interesting reading. I'm not gonna lie. This is interesting. I just think, as a side note too, I think for some of you, you are walking away from a very toxic work environment or family environment. And everything that's happening right now for you has been such a long time coming. This could have to do with a father figure in your life, but I think it's more of you just taking ownership of, this is what I'm doing because I love myself. I am putting myself before others now. Finally, like, yeah, you still do this with love and grace. That's what I love about the King of Cups coming out twice. It's like you may be walking away and cutting ties with toxic situations, but you're doing it with grace and compassion and love. Like, you're always acting from a place of love. Now, there is a death happening around the Devil. Like this is the end to some kind of toxic situation that had to do with a very long-standing source of security in your life. So when I say it could be work or family or just a way that you've operated, that you thought was like, oh, I have to do this because it's the right thing to do. There's so much history here. But I think you're realizing in May, it's like, oh, I get to, it's not rewrite history. That's not what you're doing. You get to open the door to starting a new history. Yeah. You are ending something, or something is ending for you, and it has to do with a goodbye to so much toxic ties. Yeah, you're walking away. This is all about your security. Your security. Ooh. What do we have? What else for you? What else for you, dear Aries? Let's see. We have 7 of Cups, 5 of Coins. Okay. 6 of Swords. That's a retreat. That's leaving home to go. It's the immigration card, so it's leaving what you have once or what you have always known as home to something completely new. And now I think this is more of the energetic, metaphorical approach of you have always given people the benefit of the doubt to the point where it has burned you. You have always tried to do the right thing and the kind thing to the point where it has burned you. You have always been understanding of people's actions to the point that it has burned you. And you know what I love about this is you're not angry about this. You're not vindictive or aggressive about this. No, you're just like, I see this now, and I am gently turning that cup towards myself. I'm not going to overgive. I mean, I will to the people who, reciprocate that. But no, this is a new way of being for you. This is so fascinating to me because Aries is the sign of self. Yeah. And you are deeply being rooted within a love for yourself in a way that is very new for you in May. It is. It's a turning point for you, and you're going to have lots of options. You always have lots of options. I kind of feel like a lot of people ask you for help, maybe. So you don't have to say yes to those things. I feel like what this is saying is you've always said yes. And these are people that you love and care about. And not everyone is taking advantage of you, of course, but I feel like things have got to change. 4 of Wands, the judgment card, yes, and Knight of Cups. There's a beautiful surprise in store for you in May. Life changes in an instant, and maybe it's just through your embodiment of the King of Cups here. But it feels like it's not, because the Temperance card here and the King of Cups, the first cards out, are looking over to this Judgment card, the 4 of Wands and the Knight of Cups. It's like you are waiting for something to happen. You feel it in your bones. And this something to happen it's so synchronistic and beautiful. The 4 of Wands can be my card for marriage or divine union. It's also the card of synchronicities, 1111, things lining up in such a magical way, the universe talking to you, the universe bringing things onto your path. This comes because you are a loving person and you are setting boundaries. This is this is not how you have normally operated. Yeah, it's not, but it's like you're, there is an energy here with the Devil that you're done with. I don't know. It could be tied to family, or it could be tied to work, or it's just something that has given you a long feeling of structure, but it was a lie. It's like, it may give you, like, let's say it's family. It may have given you structure. Let's say it's work. It may have given you structure, but you've had to, I mean, you've had to deal with some really toxic people, toxic situations, and you're done. And because you are initiating this death cycle and you're walking away from it, however that means, maybe you're literally leaving a situation, maybe you're just not saying yes anymore to everything when it comes to this situation. I think that's going to surprise a lot of people, because it feels like there's an energy here of people, someone, something, some dynamic, so used to you being like, yes, I'll do that. Oh, do you need me? Okay, I'll be there. Of course I could do that. Like, to the point where when you keep saying yes, people take advantage, situations take advantage, and they don't grow. So there's this realization too of like, my decisions to self-love and say no helps other people take ownership of their own situation in life. But, you know, you could be walking away from something. There's a death cycle happening here. You could, you know, something could be leaving your life that gave you a lot of security, but was also really toxic. And it kind of feels like, this is such a weird metaphor, and please forgive me if this is too dark, but it's almost like, you know, let's, you know, because I said maybe it has something to do with your dad, but let's just do the metaphor here. This is just a storyline and a metaphor. This is not necessarily happening for anyone. It could be, but, well, you know, and it just feels like maybe you've had, for an example, maybe you've had an extremely toxic relationship with your dad, okay? And maybe he's exiting your life in whatever form that is. And you love this person. You've always been kind to him. He hasn't been kind to you, but you've always had grace and compassion and bent over backwards to earn his love, right? But now that he's going, it's like, damn, like you see everything so differently. You're just like, wow, like the world changes in a second. The world opens up to you, and it's like the road is clear without this presence in your life. It could be a job, you know, that, you know, maybe someone out there is losing their job, but it's like, it's such a good thing because it was such a toxic thing, but it's something that you thought would just be in your life forever, and it's not going to be forever. There is a death cycle here about something hugely, that has been hugely toxic for you, that you've had to endure, that you've worked really hard on maintaining, you know, structure within, and you've done a really good job, but it has been hard. It is being removed. And it, you know, it could be a surprise, but it has so much beauty and synchronicity to it, because something beautiful comes from it. Something truly beautiful comes from it. You have the Knight of Cups here. The Empress comes from it. This is a whole new beginning of planting seeds, creating something new, giving birth to new life. This is the card of pregnancy, of motherhood, this is you truly having an opportunity to finally step into your self-care, into building something that you want to build. Maybe you just have been devoted to toxic people, because it kind of feels like a situation where you had to be. With the Ten of Pentacles here, Ten of Coins, it's kind of like you had to be in this environment. That's why I was giving like the analogy of father relationship or family dynamics or a work environment. And it's like you've put there's a lot of history here. It's the 10. It's like this has been a long thing. It's like kind of all you've ever known, right? But it's like you've had to deal with it, and you have. It's like it's taken every single ounce of your self-care and love to deal with this, but it is getting, whether you're walking away from it and you've initiated it, the Temperance card is here, so it's kind of like it's been a long time coming. The Judgment card is saying, you know, it's like when something happens and it feels like a surprise and it feels like your life changes in the blink of an eye, when really it's something you've always kind of had a feeling was going to happen. You just didn't know when, you didn't know how, but here it is. And so, and it's not traumatic at all. It's like this letting go of something that has just been so hard to deal with, but you've had to deal with. Like it's almost like you didn't have a choice or something. But now it's being removed from your life in May, and the doors to synchronicity are lining up. So many doors. You get to choose which one you walk into, walk through, and it's leading you to Empress energy. Self-care at its deepest level, creating a new life, allowing all the magical growth to happen in the unseen realms until it blossoms into fullness in the visible realms. So there is a message here with Temperance and the Empress of it may be a process to see how this unfolds, but there is a promise that there's divine timing at work and there's divine outcome. So I'm curious about what this is, but it certainly is about security and self-love, a huge moment. Yeah. All right. If you ever would like a personal reading with me, you can book through my website, which is in the description box below. I do virtual and in person in Nashville, virtual wherever, but I hope you have a beautiful May. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Aries. Lots of love to you.